Picture yourself as an author. Your name is Dan. You already have a successful history of writing for the Black Library. You know and understand the 40k lore really well. Thanks to you, a bunch of beloved stories and characters, like those from Gaunt's Ghosts and Eisenhorn, have already been brought to life. And what's important to note is these stories are wholly contained within the verse, by which I mean, although they might have an epic scale and all, their scope isn't able to in any way alter or affect the broader lore of the verse. But then, the maniacs at the Black Library announced to you that they have a long-term plan for a saga of epic proportion. It's going to cover the earliest moments of Horus's fall to chaos, and the ensuing galactic scale civil war from the point of view of hundreds of fully fleshed out characters, all the way through to the verse-defining battle between the forces of the Imperium and Chaos on Terra. All of the little fundamental world-building stories, which are structurally integral to the setting, they have to be spun up into novel-length accounts. There's going to be many, many dozens of them, and it's going to require the work of many authors. So right off the bat, the project is kind of insane. But it doesn't end there. The project, it has the unique challenge of having to simultaneously feed the insatiable hunger for detail and knowledge that the 40k fan-based lore has, but it also has to make sure that it preserves the deep aura of the stories, so it doesn't ruin their mythical aspect. The stories are going to have to somehow show their hand like a magic trick, while still ensuring that the audience continues to see them as magical. That's going to be a really difficult balancing act to pull off. And then, they hit you with one of the most exciting announcements of your life. They want you to write the opening entry. You're the first in line to present for the class, and your work is going to be what sets the tone and direction of the entire absurd endeavor, and possibly determine whether the entire thing flops or is a huge success. Where are you even supposed to begin? And the cherry on top? It occurs to you that, in addition to all of that, which is already insane, almost everybody already knows how the story is going to end. And you have to write the start. How do you start a story that the audience already knows the ending to? For a while, you feel unsure, but you're undaunted and you persevere, and then finally, you crack it. What better way to start a story that everyone knows the end to than with the end? And with that idea, Dan Abnett completely nails the opening. The first two chapters of Horus Rising, the first two chapters of the Horus Heresy saga, are an obvious, heavy-handed foreshadowing of the final confrontation between the forces of Chaos and the Imperium on Terra, of the confrontation between Horus and the Emperor on the Vengeful Spirit.